Alright, so we should be going live right now. And let me just make sure it goes live. But anyway, let me make sure. Alright, so we are live and we are back again. And this is another episode of the first inning. So welcome back to the people that watch on YouTube and that are listening on Spotify. And we're gonna have a great episode for you today. And we're gonna talk about the updates on Aaron Judge and MLB news that's going on right now, and probably some winter baseball too. But for right now, we got Yankee, Roger, the big Yankee fan, with us, and say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Things are going pretty well. Happy holiday season to everyone.
Yeah, it was definitely a great holiday season, man. And as the people see on their screen, the Yankees have the food drive coming up, and if you donate 30 pounds of food, you can get 2 free tickets to a game to next year's season. So if you can donate 30 pounds, go right ahead and get yourself 2 tickets at Yankee Stadium. The information is there at yankee.com. But so what's the latest on Aaron Judge?
Well, the latest at this point in time, and there are a lot of different pundits saying different things, but the majority of them do believe he will be back with the Yankees. And the latest rumor, the latest offer from the Yankees is 8 years and $300 million. It's the latest offer that the rumors have that the Yankees have offered for Judge. Many people believe that this is just a starting point, and they will have to go up from there. And Howe seems to be more in on Judge than Brian Cashman does. Brian Cashman thinks that he can somehow find a challenge in trying to rebuild the Yankees without Aaron Judge, but Howe Steinbrenner knows how much money Judge brings to the Yankees and how much of an investment he is, and Howe is more enthusiastic about getting Judge back in Cashman.
Absolutely, man. Because, you know how much jerseys and toys and T-shirts and hats and things that that says Aaron Judge that they sell? It's pretty amazing.
I mean, look at the crowds they had, for the home run chase, even after the Yankees had clinched it.
For me, going to every game of that homestand, it got so frustrating to him not to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was, and not no. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't frustrating that he didn't hit the home run. It was frustrating that the pitchers weren't pitching to him like they should be. You know what I mean? And they were throwing around him. That was the frustrating part about it. You know what I mean? They weren't giving him a chance. But you know how much they sold through that homestand? Like, come on. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I mean, even on the bad weather days of the final games against Baltimore, I mean, they still had 35,000 people there, even on the very crummy bad days in early October.
Yeah, and it was pretty horrible, man.
Right, those were some bad weather days, but I really enjoyed being there with you, and we had an excellent season, and we will repeat it again in 23.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have a great season, man. Hopefully, we just gotta get some plans in motion. I don't know what plans they are, but we gotta make up some type of plans and get them going, and hopefully we'll get to see the Savannah Bananas over there in Staten Island. And it's going to be a good year, man. It's going to be a great year.
Yes, I'm going to start getting us games probably by the end of December or the beginning of January. I've got some work coming in this month, and also there will be a raise in income, a little bit of a raise in income, and I'll start to get our games set up by the end of December, early January. And then I plan to get to about 10 Yankee games, a Savannah Banana game, and of course a game in Baltimore, and of course the Somerset Patriot game.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna do all that, man. Hopefully, it's gonna be good weather for all those too, man. Because sometimes a lot of those, a lot of the times you came, man, you brought the rain with you, man.
Right, I know. It's just it wasn't too bad for the last Orioles. Well,
That was cold. That was miserable.
Yeah, they got them in. I mean, they got them in, but they were bad. They were windy, they were cold, and we had periods of rain.
And you know something, like we was talking about that day, right? I don't understand how these players, they don't dress up for the winter. You know what I mean? While they play. Remember back in the day, like Bernie used to have like a sweater on in center field and all that, and and they want to just play in a t-shirt. That's what creates injuries too. You out there being cold. Because I know they feel the cold. I know they feel it.
Right, exactly. But more on the judge and the different pundits. We have a pundit named Morosi that feels the Yankees are very confident in signing Judge. There's another guy, Andy Martino, that feels that it's only 50-50 between the Yankees and the Giants. And the Mad Dog believes that Judge will be coming back to the Yankees, even though he's a Giant fan. So all the pundits are chirping away. Some feel it's 50-50 between the Giants and the Yankees. Others are very confident that he's coming back to the Yankees. So all the rumors are circulating, and many of the people believe that Judge may be signed by the end of this coming week, because many believe that Judge wants to get it done quickly, and it will probably be done by the end of the winter meeting.
So wait, all right. So let me ask you, is there like some type of timeline that they have to do it by a certain time or something like that? Or
No, not really. No, they just the insiders are reporting that Judges wants to get it done quickly because he wants the team that he's going to also be able to add pieces and have more of an off season rather than just waiting for him.
Right. Exactly. So at this point in time, with all these teams that want Judge, the Yankees are the only offer that's been given to Aaron Judge at this point in time, right?
That's the only one I've heard reported, yeah.
So it's like if they claim that Aaron Judge is such the greatest player of all time and this and that, how come they're not jumping on this guy?
Right. I know. It could be. You never know. I mean, we're just speculators too.
Yeah,
We're just fans, and we're just speculating. But the offer on the table is $300 million for 8 years, as of right now, is what Steinbrenner has on the table for Judge. And then many of the opinionators and pundits are saying it may go up from there, depending on they keep saying the Giants are going to come through with an offer. But I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, because, like, that's the thing. Like, if he was such a great player, how come they're not jumping all over this guy? For instance, right? Back in the day, right? Let's say 2 years ago and beyond, right? If there was a great player that was up for free agency and if there was just one team that made an offer, then that same day there would have been 5 other different offers by other different teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Giants said this, the Dodgers said that, Astros said this, blah, blah, blah said that. And you're not hearing any of that neither. And how many days already has it been since that contract offer has been offered?
At least 2 or 3 now.
Right? And still, there's no contract offered by any other team. That means that they can't afford this guy.
Right. I mean, right now the off season has been very slow, and nothing has happened, and everyone is anticipating. I believe the winter meetings start on Sunday, and they go through to Thursday of next week, and they believe all the action is going to be taking place in San Diego at the winter meeting.
So, Right. So how come? I just don't understand. So then why can't? So why can't Aaron Judge do like Derek Jeter did? Derek Jeter, when his contract was up, he didn't want to hear from no other team. He wanted to be a Yankee. That was it. He didn't care. And as soon as the contract popped up, he signed it.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, maybe Aaron Judge has another agenda, or who knows what his agenda is. He holds everything very close to his chest and does not speak, does not really say anything or give any clues or do anything.
Because let me tell you, man, I mean, there's no other place, there's no other stadium in the world that is like Yankee Stadium, man, ever, ever. You know what I mean? The atmosphere, the ambiance, the people, the loudness, the history of the whole 9 yards.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, no other stadium can give you that. I don't know, man. I mean, other than Boston, but Boston is like washed up already, man.
See, but remember, you and I, we're looking through this through the lens of Yankee rose-colored goggles. You and I look through it from Yankee goggles. There's other people that feel differently than we do.
Well, yeah, I guess they think their stadium is better than Yankee Stadium. I guess, more power to you, but I don't believe so, man. You can't, I mean, the experience of going to a game in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium is none other.
No.
It's none other. It's an experience when you come to this place.
Exactly.
I mean, no matter where you go, wherever you coming from, I don't care if you take a plane or whatever, you gotta ride that subway with all the crazy people that got knives and ready to push somebody on tracks and all that.
Right, exactly.
Or you gotta deal with a crazy cab driver. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna take you to get a game, and you gotta drive through the Bronx, and hopefully you make it through that and survive.
Oh, by the way, DX, I have you on. One thing that your background is doing is it's making your arms disappear and come back a little bit. Your background is...
Oh, yeah, that's because of the black.
Yeah, it's cutting in on you a little bit.
That's all right. As long as I got the 161 here.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Are you chilly? You got your hood up?
Yeah, it's cold here, man.
Oh, boy, yeah. But yeah, you and I mean, we love Yankee Stadium. We love being there. And I mean, not only will Judge make the $300+ million over the 8 years with the Yankees, but just think about the millions that he could be making and advertisements and everything and all the advertising and promotions and stuff.
Right.
And he would be the captain of the Yankees.
Right.
And if he retired, I don't know if he'll ever repeat the 62 home run season.
No way. I mean, that's impossible. I mean, I don't expect him to do that. I mean, I believe he can get 40 home runs, 50 home runs, but I don't ever expect him to do that again.
Yeah, I believe, but I mean, yeah, for the next 4 or 5 years, he'll be a consistent 40 to 45 home run guy.
But I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like I'm not downing him. Like, oh, I don't expect him to do that. No, I'm saying that I don't expect him to do that because I want him to play on our team because I think he's a great player. But I know now that they're gonna pitch to him some type of way now, where they're gonna make him chase and all that, and it's gonna be a lot harder for him to hit the home run now.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not downing him. But it's gonna be a little bit harder for him now. But I'd rather him a Yankee than anywhere else because if he goes anywhere else, he's gonna have to get booed, man, at Yankee Stadium, and I don't want to boo you, Aaron Judge.
Right.
Seriously, man, you're gonna get booed, man, bad, man. I mean, we might even go nostalgic and bring in the D batteries, man.
Oh no, we can't do that. You don't want to hurt somebody.
Yeah, man, that's what the streets are talking.
Right, But what I think is for the next 4 or 5 years, he'll be pretty consistent 35 to 50 home run guy, from hitting anywhere between 35 and 50 homers for the next 4 or 5 years. And then what is going to happen is we're going to be paying up front for most of this production. And then, when he's like 40 years old and that kind of stuff, they'll say that it may become a bit of an albatross contract,
Well, it doesn't matter already because we already got Stanton.
Right.
That I don't know what the hell he does on the team, right?
Right.
We got Cole that, oh my God, I hope he plays, the way he does forever.
Right.
Because he's there for another 9 years, whatever that is. We got LeMahieu with a broken toe, you know what I'm saying, going through that drama, and he's there for another few years. So the Yankees already have spent money, and it's down the drain already. So why not go down the drain even more?
Right, exactly. I mean, Judge is, he's iconic.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, he would be an icon, and most of the pundits do believe that he will be re-signing with the Yankees. Oh, and by the way, the Yankees have a lot of free agents in the bullpen, and one of them is off the books. Miguel Castro signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks for $3.5 million. So we've lost Castro.
Oh man, that would have been a good guy to have back, man. Because you know why? He's durable.
Right.
He could last throughout the season. He almost did, but they try to play him every day. And
right.
I don't understand why the manager has to play these guys every single day. Like I don't get it, man. I mean, play this guy, play that guy. You know what I mean? And I guess it comes down to they don't trust him,
Exactly, and nobody completes games anymore. So every night the bullpen is being used. No starters complete games anymore. So, and they have a certain group that they trust, and they just keep going to them. Because the other ones have proved to be on.
Yeah, exactly, man. And what I was gonna say is every time they needed a bailout, they had to go to Wendy Peralta.
Yes, Wandy did a very good job this year.
That was the bullpen ace right there, Wendy Peralta, because every time that they needed to hold it down, he was called in to hold it down, and he surely did, man. So, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like a guy like that, right? You can't expect him to hold it down every single game.
Right.
There has to be other guys that has to be able to do it too.
Right. Well, they brought in another 100-mile-per-hour sinker ball pitcher, 98 to 100-mile-per-hour sinker ball pitcher. That's going to be, a project that they're going to try to mold in the same way they molded Clay Holmes, and that is Junior Fernandez. They picked up Junior Fernandez, and he's another 98 to 100-mile-per-hour sinker ball pitcher. That'll be a project, and they believe that he will be valuable in the bullpen in 23.
Well, they're gonna take some time, man, to figure it out, because let me tell you, man, like I always say this, and I always tell you, you could get these guys and all that, but you gotta know how well they're gonna do in this cold weather.
Right.
Because like I always say, you can't practice baseball the way the game is when you actually playing it in real life in a major league game. You can't recreate a major league baseball game when you're practicing. And that means the weather, the time of day, the daylight, the amount of people, the loudness, the reflection of light. You know what I'm saying? All that you can't recreate when you're practicing. So in reality, when you play baseball, that ball, when it's hit, it's once in a lifetime.
Right.
You can't practice that. Because football, you get 4 tries.
Right.
If you mess up on a play, you could do it over. In hockey, you could keep trying until you go to score. Same thing with soccer and every other sport. But baseball, once the ball is hit and that ball is in the air, I mean, it's once in a lifetime. You're gonna catch this thing, and you can't practice that. You know what I mean? So, they got to find guys that'll do well in the cold. I always say that. You know what I mean? Because Yankee Stadium is very cold.
Oh yeah, especially April and October.
And here's another thing too that I would like to change too. That they should start spring training in Yankee Stadium. In the cold weather, because they go down to Florida, play in the hot weather, and then when they play opening day, it's a miserable cold day, raining, snow, whatever, and they got to play in that, and that's when injuries happen.
Right. So you think they should come out to Yankee Stadium a little bit earlier?
Well, not earlier. I think they should train and work out at Yankee Stadium. And then when they have to play the spring training games, they go downtown to do the spring training games.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, February, I mean, when they show up in February, it's the dead of winter in New York. It's like 25 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's that cold in opening day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least you get used to it. At least you get a feel for it by going to the stadium and getting that feel for it. I mean, you're not going to be on the field playing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to be in the locker room, in the workout room they got on down there and all that, Right. That's all they really need. And then they come down to play the spring training games, but they could, and then the other part of the team will be down there. The minor leaguers will show up in Florida, and the major league team will show up, at their stadium and work out, and then you go down there to play.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. An interesting idea.
Because, I mean, I think that would prevent the injury.
Yes, possibly interesting thought there.
Because your body is like, oh, man, I just felt the New York cold, Right. And then you're like, man, this is cold. And then when you get to Florida, you're like, man, this is good. My body likes it. But then when you go back to opening day, you already know what the cold going to be like.
Right.
Right. So you already prepared, like, oh man, it's going to be cold. Let me get ready. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing, in my opinion.
Right.
But I think, and then, they got to dress for it too. I mean, Garrett Cole, he's wearing a T-shirt, under his thing, and it was freezing.
Right.
I remember Andy Pennant, he had the whole turtleneck and the whole 9 yards.
I know. So did August Chapman. By the way, you were right on the blog. That was the last time. That was the August Chapman in the Yankee uniform at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, it's the truth, man. I told you. Because anyway, his contract was up anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, we wasn't going to see him again. And nobody was going to pay him $something million to have him on his team to be walking people.
Right, exactly. Remember, he walked 3 and hit a batter. The Yankees and Orioles were tied at 1-1 on that final game, and then he came in and blew it, allowing the 2 runs to score, and the Orioles won the low-scoring game 3-1.
That's right, and just before that, he was being an idiot on getting a tattoo on his leg, and it was profusely bleeding and all kind of stuff, where he had to get medical attention and all kind of stuff, and that's why he was out. And then he's gonna come and pitch like that.
Right, exactly. Oh, and by the way, we should mention that the knuckleball pitcher Gaylord Perry passed away.
Yeah, God bless him, man. Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah, he was 84 years old, a 300-game winner.
Yeah, man. I think I almost got a chance to get his autograph in the Hall of Fame, but I didn't have enough money.
Oh, okay, yeah, but so rest in peace, Gaylord Perry, and I believe that the Yankees will re-sign Judge. Most of the opinionators believe the same thing, and the pundits, and there are some, I love all of these YouTube sites that keep putting photoshopping Judge into a giant uniform.
Yo, remember their faces because they ain't real Yankee fans.
Right.
Because if you do that,
for Giant sites, Giant sites will come up in my algorithm too because they're talking about Aaron Judge.
yeah, but I don't see it happening, man. Wait a minute. Okay. Now, okay, all right. The Yankee Stadium is meant for home runs, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is the characteristic of San Diego Stadium? What's the name of that?
San Francisco, Oracle Park.
Right.
It's not a home run place.
It's not a home run place?
It's not as good. It's about an average home run place. It's right on the bay, so the water is right across from the stadium. All the guys are out in the canoes waiting for the balls to go out into the water.
Yeah, but they don't be hitting no home runs into the water no more.
Not since Barry Bonds.
Right? Not since Barry. They don't even have, remember, Barry Bonds used to have the splash count and all that? Right. They don't even have that no more, because nobody hits it out there.
Right. So it's not as prolific a home run place as Yankee Stadium.
Because wait a minute, right? In front of that, in right field, the home run wall is where? That whole brick wall is the home run wall? It has to go over that for a home run wall?
Right. After it goes over that, it goes into the water. The stadium's right on the bay.
Okay. So there probably was some splashes, probably then, right? I have no idea. I'm not a Giants fan. You know what I mean? Right. We're gonna have to find a Giants fan. If anybody that watches that knows a Giants fan, tell him to contact me personally, and I would like to talk to him about Giant Stadium over there. I mean, not MetLife. I'm talking about
Oracle Park.
Oracle Park. There you go. So if somebody knows a Giants fan, tell him let me know about Oracle Park. That would be a great, interesting interview about that one.
Right. The old Candlestick Park was very cold and very windy. The old Candlestick Park, and when they brought the Giants management out, when they were trying to get them to move out to San Francisco from New York, they brought them to the site of Candlestick Park on one of the best weather days imaginable, to show them. And then they realized how cold and windy it was going to be. Quite often, Candlestick Park was very cold and very windy.
Yeah, that's what they said, man. Yeah, I know, man. That was crazy. That's why they tore that park down. Right,
it's down now. Yeah. And but they have a beautiful stadium there. It's not as good. It's not as friendly a home run park as Yankee Stadium is, though.
No, right, but San Francisco weather is like New York weather, though.
No, it's what it is in the winter. In the winter, it can be cool in the summer. Oakland and San Francisco are cool in the summer, where you get up into the low 70s and the 50s at night. But then the winters are not as cold as New York.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, I guess, but damn, but New York, man, it's cold up in here, man.
Oh yeah,
it's cold in New York.
Heat on in your place?
See, we got a little bit of heat, but it's it's not that great.
Oh wow, my goodness.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Right, exactly.
But I think Yankee Stadium. Wasn't it designed for the home run?
Well, what they did when they built Yankee Stadium, they built the short porch with Babe Ruth in mind, because the original Yankee Stadium, it'll be 100 years ago next year, this coming year, that the old Yankee Stadium opened up in 1923. And they had Babe Ruth in mind, who they had just acquired from the Boston Red Sox. And that's how they built the short porch. But then it went out very deep. I mean, the original Yankee Stadium was at not only 461 feet, it was 491 feet to dead center. And it jetted out to center field very deep. But they built the short porch with Babe Ruth in mind.
Yeah, definitely. And just so people know that it's still the the new Yankee Stadium is the same dimensions as the old Yankee Stadium, the field.
Right. Well, they did change them throughout the years. The old Yankee Stadium, they did change them when it was renovated and reopened in 1976. Some areas of the stadium fences had changed a bit. Where right field was only 296 feet down to the pole, it went up to 314 feet, and center field went from 461 feet, I think, to 431 for a while, and then it finally came down to 408.
Right, yeah. I mean, that was deep, man. That's where they had the monument plaques over there.
Right. When they first started putting the monuments into the old Yankee Stadium, they were right on the field. And they also have a flagpole right on the field, too. There's an old film clip of Bobby Mercer chasing after a ball that was hit out to center field, and he ducks between the monuments to get the ball.
Now, you know what? This is a good question to ask, right? If we ever get to ask one of these historic guys that work at Yankee Stadium, right? Now, are the plaques that were at the original Yankee Stadium, the monument of
Jacob Rupert?
Yeah, Ricker Roofer, on the three monuments.
Right.
I forget the players right now, but and the place where they are now in the new Monument Park, I wonder, are they the same distance that they were in the old stadium, in the new stadium? If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, they might be, because, it was that much deeper back then.
That's what I'm saying. So I think, and you know what? And it looks like they are, right? If you compare the old pictures,
right,
to the new stadium, like they're kind of like in the same spot.
Right, exactly.
If anybody has noticed that.
Yeah, they may be, because for a while it was 491, then it went down to 461, and then when the Yankee Stadium was renovated in 74 and 75, and then it reopened in 76, it was 431, and then it went down from there, and so the dimensions of the old Yankee Stadium changed throughout the years too, but these dimensions are what the renovated Yankee Stadium was when it closed.
Right. So now the next question is, when they built the first Monument Park in the old stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
They moved the three plaques into Monument Park in the old stadium. Did they move them there?
When it was renovated, they were on the field until the stadium was renovated.
And then they moved them to the spot where they were in the old stadium, right?
Right.
So I think now they might have replaced them back in their original spot, if you think about it.
We'll have to look into it.
Yeah, that's a good question, man, to ask.
Right, because they had when it was renovated, they built Monument Park. Before then, they were on the field. Remember, there was a lot less of them then.
Right.
It's been 46 years since the renovated Yankee Stadium reopened in 76.
Right. So I think they might have replaced it.
Right.
Back to the original spot, and they made Monument Park around it.
Right. There was a Mickey Mantle Monument started with a plaque for him. I was a 5-year-old going into kindergarten that day on Mickey Mantle Day, and they gave him a plaque that day. And then it turned into a monument in later years.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, to get a plaque at Monument Park, that's like a tombstone, man.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
you pretty much live forever there, man.
Billy Crystal, remember Billy Crystal is the actor that also directed the movie 61 about Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle in the 1961 season. Billy Crystal was a big Yankee fan, and he always said he thought they were buried there.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, and he has a Broadway show called Mr. Saturday Night. You guys could check that out.
I know. Billy Crystal. I love Billy Crystal. He's he got his start as a very young man in the late 70s on a comedy called Soap. And it was a very controversial comedy. And he played the part of a gay man in the family.
That's funny, man. But yeah, I love Billy Crystal, and he used to do Bob Shepard very well.
Oh, yes. And he became good friends with Mickey Mantle. He idolized him as a kid. And then appeared on a talk show in the 70s and met Mickey Mantle and befriended him. And they became friends in Mantle's later years.
Yeah, remember Billy Crystal? He bought the baseball glove of Mickey Mantle, and it turned out to be a fake.
Right, exactly.
Man,
exactly.
He spent like $80,000, I don't know, something crazy money on it, man. And it turned out to be a glove that he didn't play with.
Right, and he was there in '56 as a 12-year-old when Mantle hit the shot that hit the facade in right field.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. He has it on video, he says.
Oh, I'd love to see that video.
He said he was taking film. I don't know if he has the home run video, but he has film of that game.
Right. I've never seen a video of either one of the times that Mantle hit the facade. He did it in '56 and he did it in '63. And I've never seen any videos at all or film at all of those home runs.
Yeah, me neither, man. But he doesn't have the home run video, but he has video of the game.
You know, think about if we did it today, there'd be 10 million views of that. You know, all the people.
That would have been hashtag home run Mickey Mantle, all kind of stuff.
Right, exactly.
He would have been a multi-billionaire just by advertisements alone.
Yes, Mantle made a lot of money for his time period. By the early 60s, they had given him a contract of $100,000 a year.
That's right. And what people don't know is I read in the book of Steinbrenner, Mantle, Yogi Berra, and Whitey Ford all pitched in money to buy land in Orlando and the Kissimmee. And that turned out that they sold that land to Walt Disney to make Disney World.
Right, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And Phil Rizzuto was in on that too.
Oh, yes. And of course, when you really go back to the Yankee history, in 1957, they went to the Copacabana in New York City, and it was Billy Martin, Whitey Ford, Hank Barrow, and a couple other guys. And they were there to see Sammy Davis Jr. perform, do a show. And a Bronx bowling team showed up at the Copacabana too, and they were all drunk. And they were yelling racial epithets at Sammy Davis Jr. And the Yankees called them out, and they went into the men's room to have a man-to-man discussion about it. And one of the bowling team guys got knocked out big time, and everyone blamed Billy Martin for doing it, but others believed that it was Hank Bauer that hit him and knocked the guy out, and it was a major scandal. Mm-hmm. And then the Yankees traded Billy Martin away shortly after that because they thought he was a bad influence on Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, man, that's a good one, man. Sammy Davis Jr., man, he was the greatest of all time, man.
Right, exactly. Sammy Davis and Dean Martin were always together.
And people forget Sammy Davis was Jewish.
Yes, exactly. He converted to Judaism, yes.
Yeah, man, and that's why he was accepted and world loved like that.
And he had the one glass eye that wouldn't move.
Yeah, he got it from a motorcycle accident.
Right, exactly.
You know, he lost his eye, man. But yeah, I used to follow Sammy Davis Jr. when I was growing up.
You know, it was a fun movie when him and Dean Martin were in Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds and Don DeLuise and Farrah Fawcett Majors, and they were racing across the country in sports cars.
Yeah, he's got the red sweater on.
Right, and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. dressed up as priests and drove in a Ferrari.
Yeah, that's right. And they were getting away with tickets and all kinds of stuff.
Right,
that's funny. Exactly. That was a good movie, man. I wish they would do something like that again. You know, remake that movie.
Right. You know, that was a silly movie. It was Burt Reynolds That came out right after. That came out right after all of the Smokey and the Bandit movies that came out in the 70s when they were driving in the Trans Am. So they were trying to live off of that, and they made another car racing movie.
Yeah, I mean, the movies back then was so unique and so awesome, man. Just the other day on American Movie Classic, they were playing the first Cineplex movie, which is now IMAX.
Right.
You know, and it's called The West, how the West was won. You know,
yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, and it's played on a curved screen.
Wow.
Because that's the original Cineplex.
Wow.
And it was on and those movies were played on curved screens to give you like a 3D type of feel.
Right.
You know, now it's IMAX. Now you got to put the glasses on and all that for 3D.
Right.
And all that, you know, and then now 2D. It's called 2D now. The 2D, 3D is the glasses, and then the 2D movie is the curved screen.
Right.
That's the 2D on the curved screen, which gives it's all right, but you rather see it in 3D. It's way better. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you know who else was in Cannonball Run? Jackie Chan. You know Jackie Chan?
Yeah.
He was a martial arts expert and a comedian. And he appeared in the Cannonball Run movies, too.
That's right. Rumble in the Bronx.
Right, Jackie Chan.
You know,
but anyway, that is the way the sun judges. The winter meetings will be starting this weekend and going through until the end of next week. Most of the betting public believes that Judge will re-sign with the Yankees, and there's a lot of speculation, and the Giants may still be in it. But most of the people, the betting public, believes Judge will re-sign with the Yankees.
Yeah, that's true, man. Don't believe the hype. That's what I say. Don't believe the hype, man. Because ain't nobody jumping for him.
Right.
Ain't nobody jumping for him. So don't believe the hype, man. So, but until then, I guess we'll end the episode here. Until then, like, share, subscribe. If you lasted this long, you're part of the Abomination because you're a trooper to last this long on this podcast and this show. So definitely give a thumbs up and comment below. We like to hear if you made it to the end. Until then, we'll see you on the next. The next show is gonna be about the Hall of Fame.
Right, and also it'll be the end of the winter meeting. So, the winter meetings will be going on Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's the Hall of Fame a Hall of Fame meeting about who's gonna get in.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we gotta do that. We gotta do a show about that. The next one is the Hall of Fame.
All right.
So until then, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. So long, everybody, and see ya.